get your attention at this time. Thank you so much. Good evening and welcome to the East China Performing Arts Center. And tonight is Central High School Theater's production of Stephen Sondheim and James Lapine's production of Into the Woods. Before I get into the show a little bit, I'd like to take a moment to recognize a few folks who have put a lot of time and effort into this production. I'm standing up here in front of you, but by no means am I the one person responsible for all the great stuff you're about to see. There's a lot of folks who put a lot of time and effort and hard work into making this happen. There is no way one person can make this go. We've been lucky, and I think that's a reflection of what you're about to see tonight, lucky to have a team together pretty solid now for about 12 years. So first let me recognize two other staff members from Central High School who really are very valuable to this production. Our vocal director, choir teacher, Mr. Rick Carlson, and our band director, Mr. Michael Bolts. So we can give them a hand, please. During the actual performance. But both gentlemen have worked a lot with it and have them in really good shape. Since the very beginning, Camelot, 1997, I think, we've always emphasized having live music and a live, predominantly student orchestra. We have about 14 students down below, and we have some former students, some quite a while ago, but former students that we allow to play with us every so often. These two folks have actually been with us now for 5, 6, 7, 8 shows. On bass, Mr. Mike Candolph, and always a pleasure to have on keyboard Miss Mary Coffey. Those two folks. Also, choreography, we're pleased to bring her last year from the Wiz. She came back with us. We didn't scare her off, but when she came back, another great job for choreography. This is Lee Selby. Also, we'd like to thank Dave Simpson, the manager of the Performing Arts Center, runs the facility, also works with us on a lot of the set pieces, the light designs. He allows us to, I always got good ideas, but I need somebody to execute them. And Dave is an awesome person for executing the ideas that we come up with. So I thank Dave, Drew Fry, our PAC assistant, two great guys, great work with kids. Really allowed us to see up there was awesome inner work. And a special thank you to former student, Desiree Arnold. Desiree graduated from the program almost about 10 years ago now. She's gone on and done some things professionally in theater. And she came back and helped us do some of the props, the towers, the trees, some of those things. And we thank you for coming back. So she really helped me behind on this one. It was great to have somebody come back and help the kids out. So thank you, Desiree. That happened after I finished the program, so I apologize she's not in it. Other than that, we have a great tech crew. I normally introduce them. I won't because time's running. We've got about 20 kids this year on tech crew. You can see why. There's about 150 light cues, about 80 flat cues, about 32 turntable cues. We figure 300 plus cues in the show. A lot of places things go wrong. And these guys do an awesome job keeping it moving. So you can look at the program and see all the great kids that are working backstage this evening. Several folks have asked, well, what's next? We're trying to enjoy this one first, but we are back in April 18th through 20th. We'll be back, and that is yet to be announced. We are looking at a sort of spring review. I call it shows we could never do in high school. But don't worry, it's nothing bad. But we'll come back to it. Just a couple of reminders. Please no flash photography. It's very distracting, and we do enforce that very strictly. Also, if you have cell phones, pagers, I guess nobody has pagers anymore, but cell phones, whatever electronic device they've invented in the last 5 years, if you'd be kind enough to mute it, turn it off. I'd like to tell our teenage folks, the world will exist 3 hours from now. So if you turn that off, that's greatly appreciated. Also, concessions and intermission. If we do have some concessions, please finish them before coming back in. Believe it or not, we've been here 9 years now. And the place still looks really, really good. We want to keep it looking that way. We want to be respectful of what our community is giving us to work with. And we try to do that by keeping the food stuff out where it belongs. So, last thing. I know, when is he ever going to get off that stage? Very quickly. Last thing. This is a show that takes familiar fairy tales and merges them into a single story. Act 1 follows these characters as they pursue their wishes. Woods is a metaphor for life. In Act 1, we're all in our lives pursuing our dreams, our wishes, our desires, and we hope we are successful. And sometimes the story we're at is that we all live happily ever after. Act 2 sort of blows that up. There is no happy ever after. Life isn't perfect. Things don't always go smooth. That's okay. That's okay. Life can still be good. Life can still be good. Don't set yourself up for false princes. Don't set yourself up for false fairy tales. They don't exist. But a good life is out there and it can be achieved. And I think there's a great subtle message throughout the entire show here. And we hope you get you a little thought as you walk out the door. So it moves fast. It clicks along. And if you don't know anything about this, sometimes work, it's tough. It is very tough. For high school students to really what you're about to see, I don't usually say this, but for high school students to pull this off, it's quite a feat. And I think you'll be extremely pleased with what you're about to see this evening. Thanks to many people's work. Many people's work, parents, teachers, staff, and of course, the students. So let me disappear. It's probably the best thing that's going to happen to you all night. And welcome to our edition of